Yo. Oh shit. Fucked all my audio up. Yeah. Back again. I kind of had this idea for a notifications page. Somewhere between like a blog and a notifications. Fuck. Rain's way too loud right now. I had no idea I was going to be streaming this morning, so this is kind of a last minute thing. I was just going to build it, but I figured why the fuck not? Just jump on stream real fast and kind of formalize it a little bit. So, to be fair, all I've done is I duplicated the info page, and that's it. I think I changed the title too. That's definitely it. So this is totally from scratch. I have no designs figured out right now. I don't know if it's going to be fully polished. The idea is for me on the stream to just get it kind of out and live. I don't know whether that's totally advised. It may not, just because like getting all the mobile responsive stuff figured out. I'm decent at doing it now, where I can kind of just first crack get stuff in. Because I'm using more proportions, it tends to scale well. But we'll see. I make no promises. Let's just dive in. Always great to see these live sessions. Well, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Of course, as always, love feedback. I don't think I've been so like. I think I decided to stream about 5 minutes ago. Just threw together the thumbnail, and it's not perfect. Great also to see that good-looking chat. It's getting better. Just wait till you see the notifications. I don't know if you heard yesterday, but somehow they got reset to like 50 pixel font with like Streamlabs like default green with outlines and like jiggling text. It's a spectacle. So if you want to see it, you can always go subscribe to the Twitch or the YouTube. I see both of you guys are on YouTube right now. Yeah, I was talking about it a little bit yesterday, debating a switch to full-time just streaming on Twitch and then having like clips of the stream on YouTube and then like pure videos on YouTube. But yeah, I can do, I can do Chrome browsing. Let's just do that. Oh, but I don't have, okay, give me 1 second. All these, there we go. Got that. I need to go back to desktop so I can pull all this stuff. Just with the widgets on Chrome browsing. Alright, I'm in Streamlabs, there we go. Got both of those. Got my color bars. I'm like always testing all this stuff in Streamlab. And I promise you, like, I know it never seems like I'm gonna do it because I keep on like finding new shit to do with my site or fix or whatever, but I think this is kind of something I need to do and putting it off. Mostly because like I find myself using, I can't imagine anyone visits my site with any sort of regularity. That's a mistake I used to make. It's like, oh man, people are gonna come back and it's gonna feel stale. It's like, no one's coming back. Maybe if I start pinging out like social links and stuff, like maybe people come back every once in a while, but they're not gonna be like, oh my god, like the notifications changed, or this page feels stale. It's not. People aren't doing that. Let me pull up the Twitch, by the way. So I'm also looking at all of, like the Twitch bots and all that stuff that can help ping out links. I don't know if this is going to work or not. It always tells me to sign into chat, even though I'm doing it through the Streamlabs app, but Oh man, that means the notification's gonna show up. Well, this is on you. I appreciate it, but you know, just get ready for some. I don't know if it's the zombie one. There's the animated GIF one with like the Birdman with like an echo on it. Like, just it's weird, real weird. Actually, if I do this, whatever. I stay focused. See, oh, yeah. See, little zombie, huge fucking tech. That's a vibe right now. Oh boy, you guys are doing it. Thank you for the follows. I really do appreciate it. I don't want to get that lost in all the crazy fucking notifications going on. So thank you. Where was I? I'm on like my second cup of coffee already, and it's 7 in the morning. So I haven't streamed this early. Also trying to shift up times. But yeah, my goal probably to do like 2-3 hours. Definitely feel free to lob over any questions. I'm gonna try and like make this at least like have something to show for at the end of this. Whether or not it's anything good, that's potentially out of my control. So don't judge me, please. But yes, I can't remember where I left off. But the idea with like all these notifications is like I created a system of them for the homepage, so I can have like a simple text notification. There's like a specific live stream one where it can embed the actual player. So this is a very specific one. This one probably, I mean, it's not going to be on the notifications page. Or maybe it should be, actually. Yeah, because the idea is like I just want to like I'm always working on stuff like constantly, and I don't think my current site um, is really reflective of that. I think a lot of it's like all these collaborations, like they come about a new one every couple months. The originals, that's something I need to kind of focus on, and then I can push updates about them there, so you kind of just see everything that I'm working on. And maybe like it's not that interesting for people to check out. It's like somewhere between like updates and blog. The blog's really just updates, so is it just a blog? I don't know. But I'm gonna go ahead and stop handling. And so I'm trying to think like what format, whether I need filters, whether I do pagination, all things I haven't quite figured out. So this is all like this is all the about page stuff. So this gives me the framework at least. If I want this sort of left rail, like I have it all built out, I thought about doing like categories, but I think just like a chronological thing would make the most sense. It'd be nice to be able to filter it, but I don't know if that's going to be something. So I'm just going to get something down first. That's kind of, especially something that's built into the CMS. I'm like, one of my main goals is, forgot I did that. One of my main goals is to just like start getting things down so I can see kind of what I'm working with. So let's call this container. I've called it live. I don't know if that's the best thing because I also have the live streams. Open suggestions if there's any copywriters here. I'm going to call it just feed. So I called it live here just as like a working title. Feed. Is that really? That's the best. It shouldn't really matter. Stream? No. Maybe it is live. I like the idea of like it's a live output. like there's live streams, but this is like the live stream of consciousness of basically what I'm doing. And the idea is like they're quick updates. I'm not writing fucking blog posts. I've tried like a full blog, and it just doesn't work. Like I don't have the time. So yeah, the idea is nice, but I can't. Get image from post image. Yeah, so we'll start with like different media types. So I think what I need to do, it's like how all these things to kind of think about, and like when you're starting with the structure is like for me on this, like trying to account for as many different media types as I possibly can. Trying to account for what information I'm going to have. Do I want them to go full screen? How, like, so that's the beauty of like the grid layout. Oh god. Thanks for the follow, Capito. I think I need to turn those notifications down. Good god. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Hopefully it's not loud for you guys too. I'm going in the settings right now. Oh man, which one is it? Their naming on these is just, I don't know who named it. Not a copywriter. Volume down. Let's turn these font sizes down while I'm here. Up to 64. What are you guys doing? Easy. Font weight 800. Ooh. Okay. Well, I know I said I was going to try and get something done. I do want to do a live feed where I just implement the designs of those. I was kind of rattling on about that yesterday. So that's coming. But for now, you know, just as an indicator that I don't take this shit too seriously, like there's a zombie for notifications. Why not? I don't know if this 8-column, I want a default. I don't know what the other one was. So I think I'm going to need a div. Nope, not that kind of div. Div. So I'm thinking like, just because a lot of the originals are in this kind of 2/3 layout, to me it makes sense to kind of keep it that way. And plus what I can do, actually, is that too much? I guess it's all right. So let's do all sorts of little structure things. And it's trash day, by the way, so strap in if that goes down. It's entirely possible. So again, so this is where you want to start being on top of naming things. You don't have to, but it certainly helps to kind of just mentally just map this out. Like, this div has a purpose. Its purpose is it's a container for feed meta. That's kind of how I look at that. Kevin, what's going on, man? Good to see you in here again. So, I should get rid of all this stuff. And so for those, like, it was nice. I was just able to repeat the same thing, which I should be able to do with this in a collection. The only thing I'm not totally sure about is if this needs to live on the actual collection page. So I have the notification CMS. It probably makes the most sense. I have to think about that. Info details, don't need that. So the idea also is like, this is just, there's no intro image. This is a very quick intro. And this is all the same systemized headers I have, so this should scale nicely. I don't even have to think about that. It's just going to be how I get all this stuff to scale. So let's see. New page. What is this? See, this is before I can tell that's an old div because at some point I made the shift from like trying to condense down my div names. I used to type out container every fucking time until I realized there's different syntax you can do for naming divs or different classes, excuse me, where it's like, it's something along these lines of like like you create one character naming titles. So C is for container. And if it's, as long as it makes sense to you, does it make sense to you? And like, if you're in a case where someone else is going to pop in and be doing editing, like they may not get it right away, but maybe it's something you could actually pass on to someone else. Because if it's like this crazy arbitrary thing, then if you want to be really cryptic and create a system no one else can understand, like go nuts. That could be kind of fun. But yeah, if you're gonna ever involve other people or with like clients, yeah, maybe you don't quite need that. I don't know what the C page context is. So I'm already seeing the problem. So this is the traditional layout. In terms of like the split, I don't know if this goes to 2. And this goes up to what the hell? Okay. So the idea here is I'm just making feed. And so if I'm going to have all these different post types, all I'm going to have to do is, actually I don't do a lot on the actual like CMS page. So when you create a CMS, it automatically creates a CMS collection page where like the content kind of dynamically is pulled in. But I haven't really done a listing page on here. I've done like the details. So within this, you can have different types. So this is almost like this would be like if I want a URL. So actually I am doing it wrong, in the wrong place. So yeah, let me finish the thought before I jump off of that. This is like for the details. So if I have like a live stream and I want to share a URL, and like let's say I want to have people live stream from my site, that's something I can do. I can send out the URL, so it's like live / whatever 622.21. They can just come here, which actually isn't a bad idea. If I can create a live stream template on my own site, I don't know what the issues are, whether like how hours spent watching. So like there's all these metrics on YouTube in terms of like how many hours people watch, which I don't want to lose. I think it's really interesting to see what people are gravitating towards. But if they're streaming it from an embedded feed, I don't know if that's a problem or not. So I'm already gonna have to jump ship on this. I'm gonna have to create a new page. I'm gonna call this. My feed is such a bad. I don't know if it's live feed. That's a mouthful. I want to keep like I'm just thinking top level navigation. So I don't know if this is live feed. Yeah, I'll just leave. Nah, fuck, I don't know, man. This coffee has my brain all over the damn place, so I apologize. And one thing I did learn through all this process, so with all like the page transitions, I think a lot of people do it, but I just put like one bucket div for everything. Like I have wrappers for the left and right margins, but having just like I don't know if that would also be called a wrapper, but flesh with wrappers, what can I say? But having like, oh, get the fuck out of here. It does this all the time. Well, maybe I can just pull something out. It keeps on saying that there's all these like phantom symbols. Oh, actually, it is right. I'm wrong. But it does do that sometimes, where it says like there's some, like you can't paste symbols, but it's not usually there. So I'll get rid of this. Paste. Yeah, here we go. So the idea being, I'm just gonna try and make. I think I just pulled this out of here. I don't think I need this left rail. I can always like put everything within there because I'm doing just like a proportional. What's going on here? Kind of like a proportional scaling. Like it's all based on just however view width or how much, like whatever percentage. I think that's how they calculate grid columns. But if I need to kind of put it inset to this sort of like, let's say this becomes filtration. I can have that there, which could be nice. I don't know. I like the idea of it being purely chronological, but we'll see. ASL, bro, come on now. You know what it is. Is the thumbnail image Pro Display XDR self-created or was it a mock-up? I saw it on your portfolio too. Just wondering because it looks really cool. Thank you. Yeah, that was like. So this is like a render test. I built this in Blender. It was kind of like my first day in. I wanted to at least like try and recreate something. Because I have all these mock-ups that I do. I'm trying to like reorganize everything. So don't judge too much. So I created this screensaver mock-up. So this is purely Photoshop. This is all like vector shapes with some painted in masking to try and make it look real. It's all kind of, I don't know, it's all editable, a lot of like layer styles to make this work. The base actually is like, I think this part is actually the image of the XDR. That's about it. So I had done this and this takes me, it's a pretty long process. Oh, you can't see it. God damn it. See? Noob streamer. I apologize. So this is the mock-up. Now that you can actually see it, of like what I made in Photoshop. I tried to make it dark, try to do all the lighting. Like for me, it's compared to learning Blender, I could probably make this faster than I could in Blender. But I did make the other one in one day, which is this guy. So the lighting's not perfect. But for me, the lighting's accurate. So it's always been interesting. I struggled with, so if you could see, yeah, you can, this sort of like lighting, because the scene that I set is I created a wall, I like made a window, I put the light source outside. The idea was like it's kind of mimicking my space. Like I have a higher window that sits right here, so I'm gonna try and like make this seem like my desk. It kind of looks like my desk. It's built off of like the uplift one. But the idea is then, like this is so fixed. There's like, if I need to extend the canvas, I'm fucked. There's so much like masking that gets cropped and then I have to try and extend masking that's done on a gradient. Like good fucking luck. You're gonna see it. So I basically have to recreate it. That's why these were kind of built with a little extra padding around it. But the benefit of Blender, I can just fire it up real fast. I haven't touched it as much as I wanted to. Yeah, again, like this, the issue with like the, what's it called? The collab kind of falling through. It's left me kind of scrambling to get things, or to stay busy, basically. So the beauty of this is like I can just change the angle whenever I want. I don't know all the camera settings. I'm sure there's someone's gonna see something I'm doing and be like, damn, that really sucks. Which, you know, it's okay. I understand. I'm learning. This was like one day. I learned how to do all the different modeling. So I'm like trying to do, and I'm like learning all the key commands. So it is to scale, which is also nice. So once I put the light, like what I like about this is like I can just put in the time to do all the modeling up front. And then this is a template, like I can always have something new and something different. I can change the lighting, I can change the angle. So if I'm showing my screensaver, like maybe one day it's just like sort of like a top down and oh, see, I'm doing all sorts of scrolling. Um, you can create like these just different lockups of the same thing, whereas clearly you can't. So that's really cool. Yeah, I love it. So Blender's free. That was what really drew me in because I was trying to get into C4D and like I pulled it up before, but the licenses are fucking ridiculous. I don't have that much of an interest to pay like several $1,000s to get into 3D, but this is open source, so I can just kind of dive in and do whatever. So highly recommend it. And there's this guy called the Blender Guru on YouTube. Just breaks it down. It's all about like making a donut, and he's kind of funny dude. I mean, there's a lot of like tutorials that try and be funny, and it just falls flat on its face. He's pretty good, but he like breaks it down in terms of like the modeling, the texturing, and the idea is like you have a photorealistic donut at the end of it. I'll be honest, like it took me a minute. I was doing a lot of like stop, rewind, like what the hell was that? So it wasn't as like linear of a process as it could have been, but it was really helpful. Collection list. So what I'm doing right now, oh, so I don't have anything connected. So notifications. So basically what I'm gonna do is just create the modules for each post. So you can see right now I have notifications off, image. So these are all like the ones I have in this CMS collection right here. So as I expand upon that, that's going to keep growing. Right now they're types, which is something I'm gonna have to think through. Is like, so notification off. Right now I can definitely filter out. So if the notification type equals, oh son of a bitch, notification type equals, or no, does not equal none. So all that's gonna, okay, no, not none. Wait, what? Is that none? As in, like, nothing specified, or did I name it none? Not that kind of none. What the fuck? Mission's off. Oh, because I didn't... None. That's dumb. So you saw, like, it disappeared from the list. So creating a notifications off option was purely to just like, because the way it's set up on my homepage right now, it's purely conditional visibility. So every type of, and because I just saved it, that's what is updated. So the last thing I update is what's going to be shown up here. And I'm also going to have to think about like also adding a condition to make sure it's featured. So it would be the latest featured post, because I think I'm going to do stuff in whatever the live feed page. It's going to be like working on Blender, just putting up just like a random sketch. Something that's like really easy for me to just kind of get out quickly, but I don't want that living on the homepage. So all I can do is, so if I just go and save the image one, it'll show up now. So you can see they all live right here. What I'll need to do, so it's conditional visibility, so notification bar has all these different types. That's one of the drop downs I have specified. So each one of these is only visible when the Like that is what's set. So if it's not image type, the video player and the standard text versions just don't show. But what I'm going to have to do now is create additional conditional visibility of featured is on, which is going to be none right now. So if I go back in, what was it? Image, featured, save. Now it should show up. There you go. So this way I can push image content elsewhere, but like the feed is going to be the home for all of it. I hope this makes sense. Like if anything doesn't make sense, definitely feel free to kind of bring it to my attention. And so the same thing's going to have to happen here. Let me just make some of these connections. So post image. So right now, I think I'm just going to call I'm going to deviate from the gcall8. No, I'm going to leave it. So the reason why I leave this as a combo class is like the gcall8 is like the fundamental 8-column structure. I really shouldn't be deviating from like how the column widths or the gutter widths from the different responsive sizes scale. It should never change at this point. I'm happy with it. I don't see any reason why it should. So part of me wants to do it, but part of me like sees the value of leaving as a combo class. So if I modify that, any of the spacing gets updated. But that might be, I don't know. Combo classes have a real propensity for fucking up. Like they're great and they're really powerful, but like they go sideways. But no, like so what am I really specifying? Okay. Yeah, it's really that. And how it breaks down. I should leave it. Feed post. So let's do image. No. It should be within that. It should be container feed post. So now I have this, which is container post. I tend to call it context just because it makes sense in my head, because this is really just providing context. See, this page details thing is just really strange. And so I have nothing in the wrapper, so I'm going to go ahead and just delete the name. And so now it's living within the wrapper as well. You could argue the C content, I could make my wrapper and I could have one less div, but sometimes I want things full bleed, so I'll have like a couple different wrapper folders in here. You can offset. I do it in some points where I do like negative margins to kind of compensate for being within like a larger container that's got fixed left and right margin on it. But I don't think that's really advised. I think it's better to just have like wrapper divs that fit to this sort of like alignment here, and then moments where I want to go full bleed, I just have like, maybe I call it wrapper full bleed. I don't know. Uh-oh. Trash truck. It's coming. Oh, sorry. Bear with me. It's gonna get loud. So yeah, so what I'm going to have to do now is create all the different media types. So this one will only be visible if notification type equals image. Save. Okay. Just checking out like how bad that is. I was gonna say I can mute myself for a second. Why is this sticking? Is this whole thing sticking? Oh, it is. Alright. What? Oh. Okay, so I need to actually. So another reason I forgot about this, why you want several wrapper divs is um, for sticky items, because sometimes you want things to stop. So I use like the wrapper div a lot of times as like that's my way of controlling where things stick. Yes, I could probably go in here and add different code and like override it with a combo class, but I'd really rather not, if I'm being honest. So this would be container feed posts. Okay. So since I have these, it's kind of like what sort of meta can I pull? I know I want the date. Published on. I think updated on. So that'll always change. So I can change the syntax. And I don't know if this is going to be the final layout, but at least it gives me an idea of kind of what I'm dealing with. So I can actually pull in image content or whatever it is. So I might want to rethink how I name these notification types. Because if this is going to be outward facing, maybe I change this to just live video. Yeah, I mean, maybe I change it into like my abbreviation, so IMG, MOV, I don't know, live. I shouldn't do these in all caps. I can use text transform. I don't do .img because I don't know. I don't know. I'm overthinking this now. But I think like you just find these things out. It's like, oh yeah, like actually I didn't know. I don't use a lot of these option like these drop down options. So I didn't know that you could access that from like the outside or like from your page. So this should now be updated. Yeah, IMG. I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't update. You just kind of have to get a little push. So we've got that. I was thinking about other meta, but I'll get there. So I have my meta container. I have my full context container. I think I want another div. So this will be C container feed post title. So right now, I want to. So height should be 100%. So I want this to match whatever this is. I think it automatically does, but sometimes like if you don't specify it, it gets a little weird. Vertical. So I have this. Let's do a text block. I'll probably need another div within here if I add extra meta, but I can sort of figure that out. Get text from. Oh. Stream ID title. Yeah. So I'll probably want another div at the bottom for any like links or anything. Again, trying to plan ahead for anything this could potentially be. And again, sorry if this trash truck's obnoxious. So this is again where I don't like the align and justify thing. Like my brain hasn't fully comprehended what that's all about. But yeah, I just push them all. One of them works. That's kind of where it's at, unfortunately. Silly question. Your info is in justification text layout, but how do you have so much space between the words in Sketch? if we increase text box size, the words get closer. There isn't any way to set spacing. Yeah, so I kind of had to hack this a little bit. So these, this is all done in code. Yeah, so some, like a little hack that I use in, let's see if I can pull this up. It's the template. So I do some of that justified text in my own type of stuff. So a lot of these like posts, like I'll just do this like justified text. So it kind of just feels like, I don't know. I just like the feeling of it. But what I'll do is like I'll just add a really long word with no breaks. So then it forces the last line to be justified as well. Because if you don't have that, it'll either, well, maybe I'm wrong. If I get rid of that, it might just be the case of it actually working the way you might think. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I was having the issue where like it was left justifying the second line. I don't know. I'm kind of confused right now because there's a lot of times I would do full justified text and it wouldn't. Yeah, here you go. You have like an orphan at the end and it shows up kind of on its own line. But if you add a long word that it can't wrap in, it'll stretch the characters at least to the full width. So that's kind of like that justified look hack in Sketch, I guess. I don't know if that works for anything else. But to do it in, go back, Chrome browsing. To do it in Webflow, actually, I need to do 75p. You basically create a, what's it called? I'll know it in a sec, flexbox. So you create a flexbox, you set it to horizontal, and you justify it to the edges. So it's always going to try and disperse the content evenly within. As long as you, I think it depends, like if you just set it to display, I think like it'll just try and like evenly match it. So depending how long it is, like that's kind of how that look is achieved. Some of the last lines, I didn't want fully justified. I kind of wanted to feel like it had like this left align component to it. Which actually I need to redo this one, not left. So this is the problem I tried to fix. So now it's like 75%, although I don't really like, I don't like how even that looks. So I can like artificially add spaces in to kind of push things one way or the other. The idea is like, again, a lot of stuff, the site in general is kind of walking a line of like legibility and trying to show style, I guess. I don't know. Is that the most legible? Absolutely not. I like it though. It's different. Um, so I need to kind of update that, but that's how I do it in Webflow. So I just create these text spans, and there might be some way in, I don't know, hard coding that's even easier, but this is what I do. Create spans, throw them in there, and whenever I want that justified text, I just create a text span, and then you need a div to contain that to kind of control how wide it is. So this is controlling 34% width, and then the top and bottom margin. So hopefully that helps. I don't think I have a way to do post number, do I? Day number, body name, none, is notification style, string ID, title, created, post. Yeah, I don't. It'd be nice if there was just like a running order, but it's not that hard. I tend to do it on a lot of collections I have as well. So I will add a number. Post number. So usually what I would use this for is determining order. So save changes. And like for originals, everything I make, like, so this is all done in order. So I'm able to manually control the order. You can manually like filter based on any of these parameters, like intros. Like if you want to do it alphabetically by the title, that's definitely possible. But I prefer to kind of manually control everything. And so that's typically how I use it. But if I want to have a post ID number, I don't know, it'd be kind of nice to have that. So now I can do, where is it? Post number. So I don't have anything specified for any of them right now. So if I go into, we're doing image. So now it's at the bottom, which is stupid. 001. I have to think these are going to go fast, so I'm going to create some flexibility. Oh, that's right. So I don't want number. Fuck. So you can always fake it, but the problem is I can add like 000 in like static text and have the other number kind of update. I don't think that's what I want. So I need to go back, discard changes. So instead of an actual number, so I have to, before you can delete anything, you have to remove all connections to that data point. So I just did that. Image, or no, I need to update this. Post number, should be able to delete it. Add field. So we just want a text field. Post number. So this will make it cleaner. It just, I mean, it's really not that bad. And like, this is how easy it is to kind of modify the CMS, especially like if you have a client and you want to just make something super easy. They also add the ability to put in help text because a lot of clients, depending who they are, will probably need help understanding and remembering all these things. Like this makes perfect sense to me, but it might not for someone else. So let's call this. I'm hoping this is something that sticks around for a while. But every time I do it, I'm gonna have to like manually put in all this shit. Which isn't that bad. I'm like trying to make this as easy for myself as possible. Like this kind of upfront work. Like it's not that bad. But it is, I want this to be the biggest effort I put into this, and like from here, like, because the more barriers I have on a day-to-day basis, the less likely I am to do this. So that's kind of my thinking on this. And so I'm thinking I like the idea of the date being more prominent with like the description kind of pinned to the bottom. So we can have, yeah, so I knew I was gonna need this. Okay. Because ideally I can do, I don't know the best way to do this. Whether I do it all within one sort of container element, or whether I can create duplicates. Like, ideally, I'm not having a ton of variation between everything. Yeah, I don't know. So I'm gonna just try and do some quick stuff. From date updated on. So this is where you kind of have to think through, am I going to be doing a lot of updates? If I do updates, do I want it reorganizing things? So I think it's the initial published on. I'll probably, like, knowing me, want to do updates after the fact. So the publish date is going to be the most important. And what's nice is, like, they break out all the details of, like, all the different data points you can pull out. So automatically, based on, like, when I publish it, I can create, like, a type layout. I have something in mind that I was doing. So I started some of the overlays, some of the old overlays I was looking at. Where are they? That's not it. Title cards. I love that this is happening right now. Love to see it. I had this idea for, like, some of this meta I was gonna do, like, kind of where the chat is right now on my stream, which I like. This is some of the things you just learn, like with the stream, like how important is it to really have the stream date? Not really. I don't think anyone really cares. Is this better served by something like a chat? Absolutely. So, but I think maybe like a date structure like this could be kind of nice. Something that just updates. And it takes zero work every time I decide to publish. So let's see if we can do this real fast. So I'm gonna make this a grid. I think already just thinking about it. So this is what, 4 by 3, 4 columns, 3 rows. Although the one thing I don't know about this, how do I do this? No, this is easy. It's actually simpler. It's 2 by 3. Do 2 by 3. Let's do 0. No, don't do that. Well, actually, it kind of worked out. But let's make. So this would be month. Be 06. Does it do the 06? 0 padded. Oh yeah, it does. Oh, Webflow. Okay, so I have this. That's going to be a space. So this is where I have to get into manual positioning of grid elements. So I want this to start on column 1, end in column 1, start on row 2, row 2. So that puts it, like, if you think of this as like a 2 column per row, pretty simple. Let's see, month, day. Do they have day 0 padded? They do. Thing. Copy paste. Nope. On it. So again, we want this column 2, row 2. Why are you there? I guess they all have to be manually. 1, 1. That's very first. Row 2, 2. So this will not be dynamic. Don't need this to be input from anywhere. 20. And see, I'm already thinking of how I'm being dumb. I should have created a class name. So now this has literally no class name on it. So tfeed date. It works. But it's pretty easy. It's just all this little stuff adds up. Like you start learning to be more optimized with your time. So this will be text from published on last 2 digits. It's almost like we made this just for me. 2233. So here's the basic structure of basically this. Now if I start messing around with bits of it, I kind of like the fact that it's not too big. So I'm using view width units. I'm not totally mad about something kind of abstract. I don't know if I want to go quite like that, but at least that's accounted for. So I'll call this grid of feed date. So I do want something that's kind of persistent, and like higher hierarchy, and it might shift as things kind of move around. And so I think I want to make one template and just have the content within there kind of modify it. But I don't know if I set. Yeah, so it's filtering, so it's just only is showing type is none. So this is, so we want to go to the list. So the order we want to sort through is show if it's, there's 2 ways we can do it. We can do it on date published, or we can do it by like that chronological number, which is purely meta, but it really will determine the order at the end of the day. You can also do random order. I don't think I want to do that. Where is it? Yeah, oh yeah, post number. So I've actually never sorted by a number that wasn't like the number input. So I don't know what this is going to do. If I create manual order, say image is this, live stream 2. Ooh, I just thought of a problem I just created. I don't know. There's probably nothing on the homepage right now. There is. Oh, because I haven't set it yet. That's why. So conditional visibility, this featured is on. On. So if I do an update of a different type, I'll have to figure this out. Because if I do an update, like let's say I have an image here and I update with video, this is meant to pull in right now. It's the newest to oldest limited at 1. And so maybe I have to do the filtering of featured here. I think I just get rid of. Oh, I need that. I don't know. I think I may have created a mindfuck. Very technical term, but I want to get this feed sort of figured out. Whether like so that's kind of collateral damage from using the same CMS in multiple places. Like it's not always going to be perfect. Um, so kind of a problem. Feed. Not sure that's it, but go with it for now. This needs to go to page info feed to the top. Okay. So I think I need to go back to the home actually. I want to look at media or like the streaming. Should be able to copy. What is this? See notification YouTube. I want to see if I can copy this. So a lot of times, like with collection items, you can't really paste across pages, but I'm technically pasting it in the same exact collection, just in a different page. I'm hoping. Can. Right. So this conditional visibility of when post type equals live. Okay. I don't know why video is not showing up. Strange. Yeah, I should be able to do this all within the same type. I don't think I want to have different layouts for each one. I think maybe in time, I want to have like a gallery or something. That's something I could do. But right now, so this I want to put in a div. So this is conditional visibility of when notification type equals image. So post number. I feel like these should swap. Okay. Now I'm kind of curious why multiple posts aren't showing up. Feels like there's a filter on somewhere. I mean, notification is not none. That's not going to do it. Collection list. Limit items. We want paginate items. So items per page. Let's do 20 items per page. I think everyone likes this kind of continuous scroll, and if I just lazy load it, that's okay. But yeah, I don't know. Because then you lose your page. Like I want people to just be able to like dive in. So this means I have to design the page element because I haven't used that before. I'm really curious as to why else is showing up. Image notification off. That there's no content to that. That's not set to show up in the feed. Simple text notification. This is another one I want to do. So what I'm thinking here is like this media is like all the content. It's basically the content of the post. So ediv, and this will be only if post type is text. So this is like random thoughts. For better or worse, I'm giving myself that sort of opportunity to write things, which some might say is a bad idea. What are you gonna do? Is it body copy? So I'm just, there's some filtering going on here and I don't know what it is. Get rid of that. Create a little margin at the bottom, 11 view height, because that's, again, I try and use the navigation as like a unit, a system of units basically. I'm doing vertical spacing across the board, it's responsive. It's always kind of like units of navigation. Because a lot of times, I don't think I've ever explained why either, is if I do anchored scrolling, then I have a clear space for the navigation to sit within. Kind of works. I wonder if this is, if it's just like a blinking red dot there. Could be a dumb idea, but probably a dumb idea. We'll see. I like dumb ideas sometimes. So these are all my media types. I should really start putting names. So this is container, feed, media, image. So I'll copy that. So this is live, I believe. Yep, this is live. This is text. Yeah, awfully confused on why. Oh, image type is notification, so that's not what we're going to do. Here we go. This is why. Let's see. Well, so this is where we need to have, I think, just do padding. 11 view heights. So now this is my text. So T feed text content. I don't know. I should have a better system, and this is where it starts breaking down, and I can have duplicates. It's like I think I did that before. I don't know if I did. So if I do, so one thing you can do is like if you set view width of one thing and then you hold Option Shift and slide it, it does all directions. So I can create like even padding around that. One thing I do want to do width 100%, height. So height will be auto, but a min height of 25 view height. Create a flex box, put it to the middle, and then to background color. I just feel like it needs some sort of framing. I don't think white. I tend to think dark is probably the best. Off-white. I don't know if I do all caps, if I want to like yell at everyone all the time. I probably do. But can you tell me something about the small elements such as the boxes in the bottom right of your name and bottom center inside images? How are those added? Also, what does 011321125 signify? Good question. Whoa. Oh, that's the embed of an old stream. Let's not look at that. That's kind of weird. So I'll have to like mess with the code because right now it's leveraging this, so autoplay is on, but I don't want autoplay on. Let's get out of here. So these things down here, I assume you're talking about. It actually, so I hate to disappoint, but 011321125 is pretty insignificant right now. I think on the about page it shifts to GPS coordinates. The idea here that I could never quite figure out was how to do something like a time code. So it's kind of just like a constantly running based off of the current time. I'm sure that's something that's really easy to do. I should probably ask Ari about how to do that. But yeah, that was the thinking of it. The rest of them, like this is all kind of like it's like a mixed metaphor of like print, but kind of treating it as a like video media type auxiliary element, if that makes sense. Like kind of the stuff you see like pinned to the corners when they do proofing. That's what's here, but it's being treated in a way that's it's more like video type aesthetic. So it's I have fun mixing metaphors like that. It kind of is something that appeases me. And like these hash marks, that's something that you see again with like proofing in print. Um, they're also kind of there on screens as well. So that's the thought there. Kind of just tying into both of those things. Um, trash truck is back. Oh, okay. So what I need to do real fast. Autoplay. So mute equals 1. This might take some testing. Sorry about the trash truck. This might break it. It's not. Okay, so this way, like, I don't have to autoplay stuff on here, which I think is nice. So E is embed, feed live embed. So width. I don't know if this is gonna work or not. Ideally, this is just like width 100% height auto, but it's not. Position absolute. Is that necessary? Apparently it is. High frame positions necessary. Why can't I do? If I do auto? I don't think so. That's gotta be from the container. Ah, son of a bitch. So this is where I made all these changes and I'm fighting something else. I don't think I can undo it. It might. I go back. This might do it. Well, I actually do think I need it at 100%. So I want to do class. So C feed video. That? Did I do that already? Oh no. So it's so what I do strive for is like I'll have the container and the like usually it's text. It'll basically match up except for the signifier of like what it is. So it's the container of it and then it's actually the text of it or it's the embed of it. So this should be 100% height auto. There you go. So we're moving along. So another reason why I think this is good is having some dividing lines. I think having a div, so HR is what I use for my horizontal rules. I think that's like a traditional, oh, how do I get there though? Kind of like a traditional, what's it called? I guess nomenclature for horizontal lines. I don't know if that's like legacy code or something, but that is what I use. So let's do 11 view height. The feet's kind of coming together. I don't think this should be a minimum of 50 view height. So let's at least give it some substance. Let's do 5. This is going to require all sorts of testing. I'm just trying to get this in like a rough sort of like a count of all content frameworks, all content types. I think it could be fun to add all sorts of like design elements to this. I don't want it like too extravagant. It's not my style, but again, it's just something that I can like house everything. And I'm probably gonna break it as I post. I think it's gonna be interesting to see how this evolves. Like, I'm just trying to think of like all the use cases that I'm gonna have for it, but I don't know if it's gonna have to be something that grows over time. It really is. But I think I need to look at how I'm naming things right now. And also, like, I don't need templates. I thought about having like templates saved in here as drafts that I could just duplicate, and that's how I create. Item ID. What's that? Post number. Dude, what sucks is like you can't permanently keep post number here. So every time I come back in, I have to refilter by this. But it's okay. So like let's say so I want to do a test real fast. So the name would be Blender test. So it would be an image, post number 003. So this sucks. Like I'm already having like I already know I'm gonna like improperly track the number. Like it's without a doubt. Post image. Where was it? Render test. It's kind of big. I mean, I don't need to have this optimized. So what I use a lot is JPEG Mini. No, not JPEG. So I saved half a meg. So now it's down to 1.2 from 1.7. It's still way too big. I don't need anything that big. But the idea being, this is just a test. That's what I should be thinking. I'm going to get rid of all these years and dates. So I had like a little grid on the home page when I had just those little like banner notifications. But I don't want that anymore. I also have text color. I forgot about that. So if I want to do like weird colors for whatever reason, I can bring that in. I think it'll be just like a nice option if I want to have it. I think links are important. See, the problem is also like if you want to have links that are like internal linking and then links that are external linking, you kind of have to create different sets of input. So you have one for internal links, and then one for external that has the checkbox marked for open in a new tab. The ideal, but I don't want it. I'll get there eventually. I think everything will just open in a new tab regardless, so you can just stay where it's at. Meta title. Oh, that's when I had like the little badging. I don't know if I need that now. Don't want it featured. Don't want it on the homepage. Ah, fuck it. Let's put it on the homepage. Why not? I want. This title doesn't make any sense. It should be like a description. I want the option to kind of like write short blurbs, and that's not there right now. So I'm going to cancel discard changes. So let's add in a new field, plain text. Rich text is not something I really advocate for. Description. The description should go here. Title should become intro. So in my head, this works because a lot of times with some of my, especially like the collaborations I have like on the collaborations page themselves. Oh, I'm desktop streaming still. Son of a bitch. Guess it's not that bad. Conway / collabs. I think this will work. Fucking title's so wrong. So I made the list view default, by the way. Kind of got happy with how it felt. But like these descriptions, so then I would have these like very high level introductions to things, but then I could have like a more in-depth post elsewhere. So that's what I'm thinking. And I'm thinking that particularly as this will map from here to the homepage. This will be, nope, image, render test. Description, let's put some sample copy. That's not it. Description, intro, quick Blender test. This is the problem. This post number is going to kill me. Quick. This is the problem, like where I have both, and like, do I really need intro? And I'll probably will for featured post. Yeah. And so this can full on become a bit of a mindfuck. That is for sure. Where is my Blender test? Oh, it's at the bottom. Because I'm filtering. I was wondering about that. If you can filter post number. Oh, it does do it. I just was dumb. So you can do it by, so it says alphabetical, but it's alphanumeric as well. It helps. What do you think of the stream thing? You know, it's interesting. I don't think I'm not as productive during it. I think that's okay. I'm happy to see people kind of coming back and seeing people like get something out of it. That's at the end of the day, that's what this is all about for me. Yeah, I don't know. Like I think there's some streamers who have built like a community and it's something that they can do full time, and that would be fucking rad. Like if I could stream stuff I'm working on and also have stream sessions of just like giving back. I don't know how it gets there, but I've never really got into this for personal gain. Like if it turns into something I can do, like I'm not gonna just run away from it. So that's kind of my thoughts on it. And it's also valuable for me to kind of articulate things. Like I spend so much time internalizing things and just moving where I don't like break down I think there's probably been many times on the stream where I'll talk about something and explaining something down to a fairly basic level, and it helps me kind of understand things or see things differently. Of like that sort of logic doesn't really track anymore for something like, let's say, something in Webflow. Like, I'm explaining how I did it and what I want to achieve has kind of shifted. And so if I'm still using that same old logic, sometimes going back to that, I find like there's a disconnect. I need to modify my thinking. So there's been plenty of like things for me to get value out of, and also just connecting with people in general, getting different perspectives. Like it's all rad. So um, I like doing it. I think it's something that's fun. It's for me, it's like a form of growth. I'm very much an introvert. Um, Kind of awkward, not great at public speaking. So I kind of force myself. It's like, all right, fuck it. Like, I want to grow. I want to evolve. I don't want to like be stagnant. Like, I say let's as in it's like, is that fifth person or fourth person, or whatever the fuck it is, something person of like, if I want to grow, like, just do something uncomfortable. That's kind of where it starts. So that's what this is. And if people get something out of it, I'm stoked. But at the same time, it's just formalizing work sessions. So it's not too much skin off my back of like, I'm doing this anyways. Why not um, just make it a thing that I can maybe give back at the same time? I don't know. Another one of my sort of like underwhelming, meandering answers, which the uhs, the likes, the random thoughts. Well, I don't think the random thoughts are going anywhere. I think that's hardwired, but some of the other stuff, again, 30 streams in, still very new. Um, Personally, this timing is great. Well, yeah, I mean, hopefully, again, whether it's the stream in general we're talking about or the Webflow stuff, yeah, I mean, hopefully it lines up with what other people are working on and can be helpful. What image compression tool do you use? So I have two right now. Main one's JPEG Mini. I don't know why this isn't over here. So that's this little guy. I guess you can have a larger footprint. So it's really interesting in terms of like what it's able to achieve. There's really no compression, like visible artifacts that I can tell. It's always one to one. I really don't know what it does. I think you can get into some finer controls. Yeah, you can like, I don't want this privacy. Send anonymous. Oh shit. Whatever. Great app. I use it all the time. Um, but yeah, JPEG Mini is what I use for any sort of JPEG stuff. I'm just getting into like WebP stuff, so I have this WebP converter. I've used it 3 times, but now that I'm getting stuff together for Ari and we're doing like the media site, photo, whatever it is, that's a good one. So highly recommend JPEG Mini. Sometimes like if you do, depending on your settings for Save for Web from Photoshop, you may not see huge savings. You'll typically see at least something, um, but it's not always perfect. You definitely see a lot if you do like sketch exports. If you have like static comps coming out of Sketch, definitely throw them into JPEG Mini. You'll be much happier for having done it. Just gotta check some email. Sorry about this. And if, like, there's a, I can't imagine any of them were watching, but some people sent me some emails, and I'm very behind on them. I've been kind of all over lately, and I apologize. Um, so yeah, it's been interesting. There's been some interest um, in me helping out with like mentoring people, and I think it's really an interesting idea. I I don't know how to do it. I kind of wanted this live stream to be something that I could just mentor people at scale, because people have offered to pay me, and it's like I don't know. I mean, I've seen streamers who have like paid donations, and that's how they can kind of like get things in front of them. when it's such like a large number of people, I don't think it's ever going to get that way here. So I'm like trying to tell people who want that to just like come here and just like I'll do these work sessions, shit I'm working on, and then just be able to like talk to people. Um, and then, like it's not really mentorship; it's kind of high level, and I can kind of help where I can. But um, I don't know. It would be kind of cool to get that figured out. You know what? Instead of doing this, why don't I just do auto width 50%? So again, the styling on this, I'm not totally sold. I don't know if I go big. I don't know like what I had in the, what's it called? On the live stream design I had. See, what sucks is like, it's aligning these blocks. I think these should all be left aligned. But like this gap sucks. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna change all this left. Oh, see that? No, that's a bad name. It's gonna be ripe for confusion. So call one. So if I have the left, if I call it left, it's the left column, but I want to right justify it so it sits to the middle. Call one. So this will at least help it kind of like center align. By default, everything left aligns. But yeah, width. We don't need to specify the width right now. This is kind of big enough. This bugs me. I just wish I could get. Yeah. I don't think there's any way to do like single digit. But see, what's nice is like I do it once and it's updated for all of them. And why this doesn't have a date is because I didn't. This is on date published. So I technically haven't published this. I think it might still be a draft. That's what the, yeah. Oh, it's staged for publishing. So right now I'm gonna do, fuck. I was gonna say I could do updated, but that's okay. I can live with that. These are already published data points for me to kind of use, so I don't need to stress too much. Actually, I don't think I want it's sitting left aligned. So I have, this should be description. I have that here. So I also need to look at the margins. So let's create for view it, something I do. It's kind of an additional thanks, of course. Yeah, happy to help with any sort of those like resources. By answering every small question, you're already mentoring us. Yeah, I mean that's kind of the goal, is to sort of mentor that way. I think that's the best way. And like this is something, it's selfish, but it's on my own schedule. Like I have a lot of people who want to like set up calls, and like my day just like shifts all the time in terms of like when I go to the gym, when I work on this, when I do that, whenever I want to have an edible. Like I just don't like planning out my life very much. Maybe that's naive or childish, I guess. I don't know. But it's like that's not something I want to do. I have a hard time with it, and I think a biggest problem is like it's just not beneficial for either party, if I'm being entirely honest. Like it creates stress for me to like bend my life to a schedule, especially right now when I'm not taking on any client work. Um, Gotta get rid of all these. So I'm gonna pull in these links that I already specified. I know this layout works. It's gonna be exactly what I'm hoping for, or what I need for the page I'm on. Shit, what was I saying? Yeah, so for me, it's like it creates stress trying to um, bend to it, and then I think it just like lets people down if I'm not like prepared or anything. Like it's just, I don't know. I don't think it's a scalable way. I think this is better. I can help. I can help more people. Although I don't think a ton of people. I think some people want help, some people don't. I don't know. And that's what I love about this is like it's so informalized. I think if it's just like a personal one-to-one mentorship, I could probably do more. I'd love to do it. Um, but yeah, it's just tricky. I don't know. Fuck. How did I not clear them all? This is the problem. So I got to go back, repaste it in here. Because I didn't clear all connections. It's just silly. What did I miss? This guy. So I missed one. Because of that, it wouldn't paste any of it. Like, for me, I'd love it if it just broke it. Yes. That looks good. Why is CTA gray here? Oh, I remember something. Well, what's this supposed to be? Arrow. Oh, so that was the link type. Let's put it in the text. Get text CTA link 1. So I can get the URL from CTA URL 1. This is the arrow. I don't think I need the arrow. Let's simplify this. So this link pulled from link 2. CTA text 2. Original link meta. Fuck is this? Oh, this is like if I did version numbers. So some of it was like, what's it called? Like, so for on the original page, I had like the Apple TV. I had a place in the database. If I just updated whatever the latest version was, it would plug it all into there. And then I had conditional visibility. Like if I didn't have it, it just hit it. Because you really only create one module, and then it's all about just the different visibilities that sort of sets everything up. I'm just staring at this, and this is bugging the fuck out of me right now. Like I want it. Oh, I just have to find a way of doing like one character. I don't think I can do like the tens. I have to find a way of like limiting characters. I don't know. Or I just have to change the design. It could just be as easy as that. Like creating more space. I don't know. With 100%. But oh, or just getting rid of that. I don't know. I'll figure that design out. I'm not gonna crack that right now. For you, I think Patreon is the best way. I guess you should definitely look at Yuri Artuyuk. Fuck, I'm so bad with names. Channel. He streams development experimentations every Sunday. He has a Patreon linked with Discord for review. Yeah, see, I'm trying to figure out how that all kind of maps together. I have a Patreon, but I don't really know how that fits in the workflow. I don't want to like paywall things. I still want people to be able to like be a part of it. One thing I'm thinking about is like um, shifting all of like the VODs of the live stream to subscriber only. So there's some incentive to kind of join on, and that'll help. Again, like I don't want to make it like any like money being any sort of motivator, but it's kind of the hard reality of it. That like if I don't do it, then um, let's see, um, like then I have to take client work, so then I'm not streaming, and I think consistency with streaming is really important. I think it'll make me better at it. It'll help grow a community out of it. We can kind of just keep growing this thing. Yeah, like the payment's just kind of like this necessary evil, unfortunately. And like I don't want to make it a thing. I don't want to charge, but um, it it might be what's needed in order to keep this thing growing. But the Discord, so there is that Discord. I haven't done anything with it, and I feel really bad because I'm just kind of still in scramble mode. That's something I want to develop more into something that's more active. I don't think that's going to get active on its own. That's the thing. So I need to kind of invest some time, get the channels all sorted out, get the permissions sorted out, kind of lead by example of how that could be leveraged in terms of just like posting work in progress stuff I'm doing in there, give feedback on stuff. But again, like time is kind of the ultimate function for me. I'm doing a million things, and I'm trying to do all of them. And like kind of killing myself in the process trying to do it, but yeah, it's a matter of time at this point. Um, and like how sustainable I can make it. Sorry, I'm like trying to do the same thing at the same time. So what I'm doing here is I'm adding the conditional visibility, so that link container. So there's like if the first link text isn't set, the whole div just doesn't even show. So that's in the instance, probably most of these. Like with this, like it's pulling in the text, visit the channel. So for the live stream, it's here. Um, this is where I think ediv text block. This should be title name. And ideally, I have a predetermined class for these sort of headers, but I tried. I don't. They're so different in so many different places, and I end up creating these weird combo classes and exceptions that I just don't even bother. It's a bad habit. Text feed post title. I think make this all caps. It's kind of my vibe. Point. Oh, I don't have that. So it might make more sense as I'm looking at this is switching the order of the meta and the feed dates. The feed dates up top. I don't know if that's quite right. This can get gone. Okay, so that fixed it. I don't think that quite worked out the way I was hoping. To go back. But again, what's nice is like this is all happening at like across all posts. Yeah, this needs more percent. I don't really need top and bottom margins. I could, but I think if I run into like really vertically narrow, like this is where it can help, or min height on this. So this is min height of 50 view height. Ideally, that's more in like pixels, so I can have like a firm height I can count on. But realistically, I think padding makes the most sense. So if I had padding on this, so it tends to go towards width is where my brain's been going lately, because the font size is calculated based on width, and I want that top spacing to be proportional to how big the font is. So, and then if I option drag, I can sort of just test. I go to 10. Yeah. And then so I'll specify a height. So let's say this is going to be 35 view height. No, not the text itself. This height, 35 view height. So again, like it's gonna try and hold 35 view height. Let's say 50 view height, so it's a little more obvious. But because this text, it should have. Oh, it's not quite doing it. Maybe I should put the padding on the div, like the container, instead of the text itself. This should work. Yeah, so it's keeping that the best it can. So it's going to calculate to 35% view height at almost all times, but when it gets down to these narrow situations, it's going to be less than 50 view height, but it's going to try and retain the, or it will retain the 10 view width padding, top and bottom. He uploads content on Patreon from his streams and provides templates for just $1 a month. Yeah, I think that's definitely interesting. I'm definitely going to put some thought to it in terms of what makes the most sense. Yeah, I want to have something that like people get something out of. They can get most of it for free. If they want additional stuff, they want to donate, if they want to contribute, whether it's Patreon or kind of whatever. Yeah, that's TBD. Sorry, good text. Sure, not in trouble. Okay. All right, back. So this is kind of coming together. I mean, this design sucks, but I think in terms of counting for media, the one thing I do want to do is get rid of all these. Oh, okay. Well, so if I want to do the date properly in that grid, I need to keep it, I think. Just trying to think this through. So if I go text only, simple text notification save. So I need to make this featured so it shows up where I need it to. Homepage. This. So that text grid. It's such a cumbersome way to do it. I wish it was more automatic. But I think if I want to preserve that design, I need to do that manual entry. Is it worth it? I don't know. It is there already. But then I'm having to manually enter every time I want to post. I want to manually enter month, day, year, and post number before I even get to writing any copy for it. Just gonna get this up. I gotta use the bathroom real fast, actually. I'm gonna grab some more coffee. And I think I fixed the issue. Apparently there was an echo with the, what's it called? The, be right back, and like the intro was like, it was coming through two different inputs at just a slight delay. So hopefully it's fixed. But yeah, give me like 2 seconds and I will be right back. So I just realized I fuck everything up with the music. I was just having to be good timing. Came back when the song ended, but yeah, these AirPod Maxes, they automatically switch input depending on whether I like take them off my head or put them on. So that's why you hear audio cutting in and out, because it also goes off of like a streaming setup. So unless I switch that, it doesn't pull it in. I don't know how important this audio is to start with. You're really not missing much. That song's not much to write home about, but it's a start. Yeah, so I need to make some decisions here on how I want to do this. This is like, is it really worth it to have that gridded type layout? It'd be nice to have that sort of control. Because if I do the grid, I can very much control every component of it. Tempted. Let's just try it. 3, so 0, 6, space, space, 1, 9, 2, 0, 2. It's just so easy to do it that way, but things I do for design, I guess. This will be day 10s. This will be day number. This will be 2, 2. This will be 3. No. What? What? Yeah. Wow. 1, 1. 2s. This will need to be copy paste. This. No, reset it. 2, 2, 3, 3. Nope. 3, 3, 2, 2. Excuse me. Copy paste. Copy paste. This will be 4, 4, 2, 2. This will be 3, 3, 3. 4, 4, 3, 3. Okay. Here 10s. This is just gonna be 0, 20. Text from stay. Get it wrong. Big number. Again, naming system. It's not the most intelligent, but works. This is month. Number. Month. There we go. Because I didn't do it for all those, it's not going to show up just yet, but it's okay. Already it feels cleaner. I don't expect to use this a lot, but I think this post title so conditional visibility if post type does not equal text. Yes. Because if I'm already having text here, I don't think I need any additional text. Only problem is now that I'm losing that kind of grounding element that just it centered the date. I'm trying to think what's more important, the date or the number, the fact that there's like continual progress on it. Yeah, so maybe I don't put the conditional visibility on that. Actually, it needs to be. This is probably greasy, but don't judge me. I'm just gonna put it empty. I'm gonna put a needless div there just to ground it. So I have conditional visibility on like all the links and everything in the text, so it doesn't show up. But because this div block is still here, it's basically justifying vertically the three elements. So there is something at the bottom. It's this empty div. There's the meta up top and then the date in the middle. So Silas, it's good, man. I'm good. I'm on my third cup of coffee, so if my heart explodes, you know what happened. Or if I start playing music, I can feel my heart going, so it doesn't matter if they DMCA me. I don't know why, I slept pretty well, but it's been going for coffee. And usually, like, I just listen to my body when it's like, nah, you've had too much coffee, but I had two, and usually I only get through like 1.5, but I'm on 3. There's studies that say it's good for you, right? Only other thing I'm thinking of is if I have a, what's it called? Like a gallery. If I have like multiple images I just want to share quickly, like how do I do that? I think what I want to do is put originals. I think I'm just going to steal this. I should really be stealing like this whole syntax or like this whole framework. I might. We'll see. Actually, I don't want to. So the problem is, like, it would be great if I could just copy and paste this into the feed, but there's so many like conditional visibility things being specified, media being pulled from different places. It's just a mind fuck. So I'm probably gonna just start over. I'll need to pull some classes from like the indicator. But actually, what I need to do first, post type. Gallery. I should probably abbreviate it so it's something like this. I don't know if it's images. You know, not crazy about it. But what's great, like, there's so many connections made to these elements. But with Webflow, like, if you update it, it updates the reference. So it's referring to that item. It's not necessarily that specific name. So if I change the name later, it doesn't break the connections, which is fucking awesome. I have to imagine that was not easy for them to pull off. So thank you, Webflow. Let's do sample gallery. So I think what will be good here is like, it's like last night I went through and added a whole bunch of images. I'm still desktop streaming. I can't. What are you gonna do? But I did like a whole bunch of additional edits I added to the screensaver, and it's just somewhere like people can kind of see like, hey, I'm still updating this thing. Like, here, look. So I can create a gallery of it. I don't know if like the slideshow or like a grid view is better here, but it's pretty easy to swap between them. Once I have like the CMS kind of sorted out, that's easy to kind of pivot. So sample gallery. This is going to be Jizz. Post number. Fuck, this is going to be so hard. Featured, no. I have to think through meta title. So intro would be something like new in terrible title. I'm not a copywriter, but say I have this. I mean, update. Not a title. Maybe it's just update. I wonder if I have like a meta category, but I can figure that out. So I need to do this. So this would be for today. So 062221. Text color. I didn't specify that in there. I don't think I really want this for anything, maybe outside of the text post itself if I want to do something weird. But I'm probably not going to use that a lot. So this will probably be screensaver. TV app. And then, so I'm already seeing something here that could be nice. So if I want to start promoting things around the site, because this is ideally like another way to browse. It's just like whatever's most relevant. So what I can do is add a reference, I believe. There should be a way of referencing pages. Is it really main nav items? Page reference. I don't know if this is really going to work. I wish there was an easier way to do this. Link 1, page reference. Gallery. So these are like the other pages. This would be so obnoxious if I have to do this every time. There's got to be CMS collection link to page. So making this clarification use combo classes are assigned to current settings, what you should use. So I don't know if this is as much for like a dynamic sort of stream like I'm envisioning. I'm going to go back to Chrome browsing. A little cleaner. Yeah, so if I want to have like so this is how I used to do like the primary navigation. It's just strange that I can't do, unless I'm just being dense, if there's a way to reference pages. Categories, wallpapers. Because I mean, I made that. And there's no dynamically created link. I don't want to like manually enter the link every time. This is what I could do instead of having all these different instances. or like have to go through that this main nav items. Because then what's nice about that, if the URL structure ever changes, I do it here once and it's like retroactively updated everything. This, if I hard code in direct links, it's not going to be good. Yeah, I mean, this is, I don't know a different way around it right now. So, please tell me this is clickable. I don't understand why this isn't like copy to clipboard. And so you don't, this is the dumbest fucking thing ever. It drives me crazy. They like remove the ability to copy this for some reason. I cannot explain why. I try not to get mad. It's just little things. It's like, why? Why? This doesn't make sense. So it's a slash original slash screensaver. So I'm gonna call this site linking. Save. So I'm gonna create new site linking. Geez, what in hell? There's some weird stuff going on here. What is deep link? What is going on here? I don't know. Page title, page order, pronunciation count. This doesn't even. Okay, so link HTTPS. So dumb, there's got to be a better way of doing this. Slash screensaver. Why? What's exactly the problem? Okay, there we go. So again, sample gallery. So this should be screensaver. So save. This would be sample gallery. So here's my link. References, link one, page reference. I think that's it. Nope, not it. Oh, where is site linking? Okay. Slide feed. Oh, so this is again not. This intro, this description. So there's no media here. You just actually need to add multiple images. Ideally, this is where I'd have a multi-image element, and I could just dump a whole bunch of them on there, but it's really dumb, but they don't let you use multi-image here. You can't reference multi-image here for the page that I want it for. It's really dumb. I can explain in detail, but I might just save you guys. I think they're trying to like prevent people from using multi-images to skirt some of their limitations. It has to be possible. They're just being really difficult. See, I'm just typing what I'm seeing. 2. I call this image 1. Image 3. 23. Maybe, why not? Jordan. Let's do 5. It's a good first step. I've got 5 on it. Hey. Problem is, so if I I'm thinking about my workflow now. So these are all at 3600 by. Oh, you can't see it. Yeah, you can't. These down here, 3600 by 2400. So if I'm thinking about my workflow of like how I'm exporting these, I don't want to put the high res on the web. It's not optimized. It's inefficient. I have these thumbnail resizes. I don't know what this is going to do, where this is going to go. I'm going to have to open up Photoshop either way, which is kind of annoying. Okay, see what happens. Hey, I broke it. So I removed the destination. Photo site images, maybe that'll still work. This should still be here. No, it's not. Okay, whatever. Here's 5. Open these up in Photoshop. I will need to make an action. Or what I could also do is in Lightroom is I think you can do it. I know in Capture One you could do it of creating these recipes of 1800 was the web image. So yeah, this is going on the desktop right now. Yeah, we can like export multiple sizes to different locations depending on. No, I think that's Capture One where you have different recipes, which was really nice about Capture One. I hope Lightroom has an equivalent. I haven't really done my homework, so I probably shouldn't say. Image 100. Again, something that should be optimized. A droplet. It will be. So just kind of doing a test for right now. Okay, so I have my images, sample gallery, desktop. Again, this is where multi-image would be nice just to put all of them in there, but do it. Save. And now we don't have anything for the gallery yet. So container, feed, media, gallery. And we can drop in a slider, that's what they're called. On each slide, you can create an image. Probably need like a containing div. But you can choose image from image 1. And this is another thing where it's like you should, or I should probably be really strategic in terms of, so if I'm duplicating anything, it's like try to get it as close as you can to being right. Yeah, I do have it on image. That's what I want. Before like proliferating bad ideas or bad execution of what's it called? Yeah, basically like if I don't structure it properly, like before I copy paste, kind of not a great idea. Not think that through. Man, words are hard right now. I think with all the coffee, I'd be doing a little bit better. So what I did is I just added conditional visibility to this last media type, so the galleries aren't showing up everywhere. It's just purely on the gallery type. So now I just need to specify what do I do for the image. I don't have. So this should really be IMG. This. So IMG, not typically. That's kind of my like default image class. So if I've gone back and forth of doing like animations on images themselves. So like anytime I modify the parameters of images, yeah, I don't know. It's carried across everywhere. Basically, is what I'm very much struggling to say. So the other problem here is I've had issues with images pulled from collections rendering in very shitty fashions. Like it gets blurry because it tends to like do some weird scaling thing. So what I've done as a workaround is I've done a lot of background images instead. And I don't know if that's great or not. This is a good thing about using images is you can do lazy load. I've tried to avoid that even if I'm not using galleries, just for a lot of like the originals page where it has the anchor linking. I need to figure out a way of doing placeholders so it's able to calculate the height before the image is loaded, and I don't know how it could do that. That might not be possible with Webflow. That's a definite wish list item for them. Is like, give me a placeholder for lazy loader, so I can account for that height, and not have like the anchor link that I so much depend on my site. I don't want that broken. So. Sorry. And what's also weird is that text renders differently in Webflow than it does on the web, at least for embedded fonts, at least for my font. The thickness is like it renders thinner in here than it does on, or no, thinner on the web than it does in Webflow for some reason. I don't really know why. I do have some like text rendering settings in CSS in terms of like font smoothing and anti-aliasing, but I don't know if that doesn't work in the preview. But yeah, there's definitely discrepancy where I'll see it in the browser and then check it on the web to kind of see what's happening with it. It's like fuck, like on mobile it just looks like way too thin. So then I have to commit to it, and it looks bad in here, like it looks too heavy. But just knowing yeah, that it is correct in how it's going to render. So I think this is slide is what I call them, which again, a stupid name, but it's just what happens. So I might try. So height, let's do 50 view height. And so these images are set to cover. So it'll crop in a little bit. I don't know if it'll show the original. This mask will hide any sort of cropping needed, but it will stretch to fit the edges, which is nice. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to pull in all the different meta and stuff like that for the galleries. I think the meta needs to go. It's kind of like what's from the original page. Okay, like this. I think I can even pull this div if I break all the connections properly. Which I probably will miss at least one. And hopefully this isn't too tedious. It's kind of cathartic in some ways, like when things start coming together. But maybe not for you. Everything? Dude. Let's cut live feed. So underneath these lines, every post, again following the same structure, this should be I think I'm going to bring the stream ID, or no, that's, I'm thinking post ID. I don't think I can actually pull post number. Type. Option notification type. So I might get rid of this. Just for now. See if that sticks or not. Again, this is some of the testing. Like I think having this familiar structure helps from some of the other pages. So creating consistency. I know this is going to scale properly across all different sizes, but we'll see if it ends up sticking or not. So icons suck. Don't want that rounded. I guess autoplay. Why not? And so I can again pull more stuff. So you can also use symbols, which is just in the way you're probably thinking of symbols on like Sketch. But if you want to have broader symbols, you can't have nested symbols in Webflow. So kind of a bummer. But this will be a little bit of back and forth right now. This is what I was hoping to achieve by copying the other slider, but just doesn't quite work. Where? Oh, where? Go. So again, this is like an absolute position. And something, if I change it in one place, changes everywhere. Oh, don't have the second image specified. Mostly because I still don't know if I want to do background images or not. I'm just really not crazy about trying that. What's nice here is that you can do so it is working. one thing I do have to do, if you have conditional visibility on this as well, you just have to make sure if you have more than one image, you do the first and the last. Do first, second, last. First, like if you have any gap in there, always make sure you have the first and last set. And it should scale down with conditional visibility, but there's something in the way the width is calculated on these sliders where if the conditional visibility changes things, you'll end up with like a ghost slider or ghost slide, which will be totally empty. Kind of sucks, but yeah, something to definitely think about. And so this is where what I really should do. I don't know if it's a problem to do. I could really simplify things and just create a slider and then just hide everything else. So I won't need to have an image, I could just have a slider. But if the second image isn't set, or no, it would need to be the fifth image. I know that's kind of confusing, but let me show you. So first image, I'll just do this real fast. Image 3, image 4, and image 5. So what I'll need to do for each of these slides, if this is something that's going to be like a dynamic post, I will not show this entire slide if the image, so this is the content for it, if it's not set. Right now it is, so it's not gonna change, but if I create another gallery with 3 images, it's not gonna have these extra slides. Image 4 is set. And this is like, again, some of the cathartic things. It starts working, it's kind of fun, but a little painful, just kind of going through and doing all this stuff. Go back to, sorry, Chrome browsing. A little cleaner. See my messy desktop. It's gotten bad. All these projects moving around, I've kind of had to scramble a little bit. Okay. Yeah, so I have this. One thing I'm thinking of, I'm going to copy some of like the arrows that I have predetermined, but I need to figure out what this slider, what the actual slider is called. But I may not want it because I think there's going to be height and stuff attached to it. Slider right arrow. What's this called? Oh, so it's just whatever. It's S dash. Slide feed. Oof. Okay. So right arrow. This. What? I didn't see what let's look at all these names. Well, again, this word copying would be nice, but just can't. It's slider arrow left, slider arrow right. Should be S arrow left, S arrow right. We'll fix that in a second. This will be S or slider arrow right. Slider arrow left. Paste that inside there. So now I have the same exact language I have for everything else. And because the interactions are based on class, it should still do the hover state. Yeah. Although with that fucking hitch that I still can't figure out where that hitch and that hover comes from. It's smooth on the way back, but something on the hover, like I've done it, I've redone it, I've kind of exhausted my my abilities on that one. So this I want to rename S left. Kind of scared that there's some custom code somewhere associated with that, but we will find out. So this will be S feed gallery. So I'm tempted. Because what would be nice is like if I just use the same module, if I ever want to change the height or anything, like it's really doing it for both. Let me get rid of this. So the image post should still work. It should still be. This will be within the gallery now. So it is. So it's again using the same gallery, so it inherits all the elements. The one thing I want to do is there will be no arrows if image 5 is not set. No, it's is set, excuse me. Same with this. I'll just explain myself real quick. So that's like the gap that I was talking about. So let's say I create another sample, new notification. This, it's images. I don't know if that's right. So we'll do that. And so I need to do the 5th image as the next one. It's a really dumb workaround, but it's what I found needs to be done. And it's something I've just committed. Like it's a bug with Webflow. I just have to make peace with it. Because again, it'll create that extra ghost slide, which I don't want anything to do with. So now this is the one where I was just typing all this crazy shit. So because the 5th one's set, why is this not showing? Should it be invert colors? Oh, see, there it is. What the hell just happened? Fun stuff. Keeps you on your toes. So yeah, I need to do things off of the 5th. So the 5th is where it becomes a gallery. If the 5th isn't there, it's going to hide, like on this. So this needs to be the same thing as well. And this has all like the animations on it too. So it has my meta flicker, which is like the refresh rate stuff that it does. Kind of a weird. Conditional visibility. So again, if the 5th image is not set, it's not going to show. The last thing I need to incorporate from here is this marker. Yeah, don't judge the file name on this. It's definitely kind of strange. 5 feet. That's my little hash marks. So again, it creates a little bit of grounding. The problem right now is I have 2 instances of it. So now that I'm updating one, I have to update the other. In theory, this should work. I could probably do it so I really only have one. No, I just lost all the conditional visibility shit. So with this, let me just do this again real fast. I should probably do it the smart way. So image 5 is not set. It's gone. But it is set on this specific one. 5 is set, and image 5 is set. So, oh, it doesn't have anything. So the type is image, images, or it should be image. This is where I think I can consolidate into one. You already have a condition for this field. Saving will override the previous condition. But you can't have it. Well, that kind of sucks. Because I was just going to have it whether it equals images or image. If I really need image and images, I guess is the other question. I really don't. Let's just have images. Fuck it. Save. Blender test. This is not working though. So that's where I'll need to go back, update some of these, like Blender test needs to go to images, save. This should work now. Yeah. So now it's leveraging one type. So this is probably should be images. So whether I have one or whether I have many, it all is just like, it's the same thing. Keeps the height the same, keeps everything the same, I just don't have to worry about it. So this should be sfeed. It should be media gallery, but or media images, but I just don't really care right now. Just happy that that works out. This would be live stream. No. Image. Images. That should be the last one that's tied to image, so I should be able to go in and just delete the image option. Notification tag. Did I not move these? Silly that I can't reorganize them. Huh. Guess you can't. Does it matter if I just replace? Is this gonna get weird? Doesn't seem like it. Oh, it did. It broke them. This will be images. Save. Quick Blender test. Images. Save. Live stream will still be live. Save. Notifications off. Yeah, it didn't. It just goes to the number in the list, which is kind of unfortunate. So it's breaking all of these. I should probably delete this. I just have less of a mess. So I'll probably want to populate with some with some sample content for when I go live. And this will probably grow. I'll probably think about different media and stuff I want to put in here. I've had a thought about like incorporating inspiration. I kind of like that this is like original stuff that I'm working on, but it may grow into something else. Maybe it's like a different tab where it's just like, I don't know, original creations and then inspiration. Oh, it fucked up with the conditional visibility too. That sucks. Live. Save. Wait, live, text, these images. That's crazy. You can't adjust the order like that. So that's where a lot of like the other naming conventions and where it updates automatically, it's really nice. It's not doing that with this, which is kind of a bummer. It's not the worst to have like a long list and have to like scroll down. It's just kind of like, I know what I'm gonna do the most of. Why make it difficult? What is this? Nothing happened. Yeah, I really did a fucking number. Is there no description here? Short description. Change this to I really don't know what to call this. Feed. I'll put some sample type into this description. Okay, so that's accounted for. I'll need to figure out what this meta is. Live streaming new photo site design. This should be image. Oh, I didn't update this one. No, image, images. There we go. Yeah, I don't know what this one is. So I have a text type, I have image type, I have live embeds, I have galleries. What I'll do real fast is collection list. Let's limit the items to 3 per page so I can get this pagination module. Which, oh man, that's gross. HR, top, divider. It'd be nice if you could show you could show the numbers so you can just jump to different pages. There's got to be a way of doing it. If I put a text block in here, maybe it'll give me the option. Dynamic text. Nope. Show page number pagination Webflow. I love the fucking sass on all this. Dude, number pagination in 2020. Didn't find anything. Yeah, so 3 years they never added pagination. It's fun. How do they not have fucking pagination? That's so wild to me. Short. Link one? Yeah. Container. Next button. Damn, this thing sucks. That fucking icon out of here. So the only way to show both with so few is just limit this to 1. Oh no. Emulate it this way. See next button. Here we go. I will create a div just so I can control the spacing on these. I don't want to have the spacing attached to the actual buttons themselves. I don't want it justified actually. I want this auto. No, center's fine. Have all these like default values to it. A lot of these like, I don't know if you call them system elements. It's like the light box, the cart, a lot of these like default buttons and shit like that. They come with all this like baked in values, which is really annoying. But yeah, that's is what it is. So for these, yeah, see it's like 3 through 3. Like what? Why? Why make me like override all this stuff? I don't understand. Create flex boxes of these as well, so it's centered. Let's do 20 all around. Fuck it, 40. Bat buttons. Do background color, dark. So text doesn't always work with links. It does. But the underline doesn't. That's where I got my little dotted line, underline. It has random borders by default. So I actually might create a grid out of this. Don't want that. This just helps me control the spacing without adding any sort of like spacing to the buttons or trying to do anything like that. So now it's 2v width. I don't know why this is all. Why is it so? Why are you so fat, bro? There we go. Previous next. Done. Those buttons suck, but they're there. Again, I'm just trying to get this kind of done. I don't know how long, if I'm gonna be able to like get through all the refinement and stuff like that. I don't know if people find that interesting. 5 per page for now. The other thing to think about is when you only have like a next button, what happens? 5. Yeah, so what? So really this should only have one column. So then it's by default it's one column. One column, but then when it has the previous, it'll automatically expand and it'll have that gutter width associated with it. So this can kind of keep it clean. Again, not going to be the final button, but it's accounted for just out of curiosity. Not bad. But what I will want to do is, this could be a problem. Yeah, so I'll need to do manual reordering of these. So this will be 2 column, this will be row 2. Media will be 6 column, 6 column, 2 column, row 1. Is that really what this is? That grid, 8 column. So this just helps me stack them once I get down to mobile. And with the manual, like this is why I always recommend using grid, is because just because I have text on the left and image on the right, like I'm stuck in that order if I don't use a grid. But with this, I can actually flip it. So I do want row 1 and row 2. Why is this being weird? I do manual 1 to 8. Start 2 and 2. That's probably why. Manual 8. Start row 1. So now I can flip the order so I can have this first and then the content underneath it. Ooh, yeah, I was worried about that. Width 100%. There we go. And so I'll need to adjust because this is being imputed to a height, which will almost never happen. This is just one of the nuances of Webflow. Like they don't have a way to like scale the bottom, so it doesn't hold the proper aspect ratio. I get why they do this, but I don't understand why they just don't add an option to lock it to common aspect ratios, because they have the devices listed here on the bottom. If you can see that down. I can't see my cursor on this. But yeah, at least what am I trying to say? I don't know. 3 hours in and the wires are crossing. Good. Maybe it's all the coffee. It's like ideas are just like skipping different areas. But I think this is coming together. I mean, for not having an idea, it's not the craziest layout. I'll be the very first to admit that. I have thoughts about how, if this should really be full width, if I should really indent this, because then smaller images means higher density. Part of me does want to experiment with this like at 3, this at 5, or maybe even like 50-50, I don't know. This just lets it breathe a little bit more. Again, because of the way it's built, these are updates I can make at any time. I want this always, yeah, underlined width. I do auto, yeah, that's what I was afraid of. I mean, it's kind of getting there. This is way too long. Yeah, I mean, really. I don't want this to be like too immersive. I kind of want it to be something you can just scan a lot. So maybe that means I need to lightbox some of this stuff. Don't really feel great about. But yeah, media section. Let's make this 4 columns. Let's make this 4 columns. Now we just have like an even split. And this is being calculated at 50 view height, so maybe it comes down. I can get more of that horizontal aspect ratio. But again, like, that's always going to change. Kind of test it. Uh-oh. How did that happen? Should be image 1. But image 1. None of these should be. Image 2 is set. Image 3, image 4, image 5. So none of those should be shown. See, it shouldn't autoplay empty slides. That's really strange. But maybe this is the problem, like I was talking about. Like maybe this is why I can't do a slider for one image, because it's creating this fucking ghost. Yeah, so this is the ghost slide that is really stupid. That's so dumb. So incredibly dumb. So it's not here because it's all filled out. If I added a second image and put it in the last slide, that would work. This is so dumb. All that work of consolidating things down, and this is what I gotta deal with now. So now I need to recreate this again. Div cfeed media image. So now I need images and an image, so I need both. Images. This will be conditional visibility. No. I had it right. I'm just notification type equals image. Image. Image from image 1. Put the image in there needs to be from, what is from image 1? What is it called? Image. So all of these notifications now that are using one image, I just have to take it out of the slider. Kind of annoying, but there could be worse problems. Quick Blender test, let's go to image now. Sample gallery of the images. Blender test image. Live image. Sorry for the trash truck, it is back. But now, I mean, that wasn't as bad. It is bad because I changed the height on the sliders, but now it's not being reflected in the image, so I have to be consistent in terms of applicability. just check 6. But at least like this is pretty well there. Kind of works here. I'll have to get into like the different values. This is, I think I've got horizontal scroll because of this thing, so I'll have to figure that out. Kind of bugging a little bit. I really don't know how much I'm going to use this, like text, but at least it's accounted for. It's probably going to be mostly just images, media-based stuff. Does this work? Content / workflow. So I never did figure out like the page linking. This would be, which one was it? Sample gallery. Do I need name and title and intro, or just making things worse? Oh no, it's like where I reference it isn't correct. So get the link from, let's see. So I can't do this because then it'll be for every single time that image is there, it'll reference that same exact page. Get URL from, I would think this would be it, page reference. This should go to screensaver. Yeah, okay, it does work. Only thing that, oh, yeah, so what I'll have to do now is I'll have to create 2 versions of this. So this will be if so they'll both need to be if the first link is set to even show this at all. But I'm going to need duplicates. One's for like internal linking to like a referenced page, because that's easier. Let's see. So also if, so this one will show up if, actually no, I should do it within. So this first link, that's the reference. So this needs to be conditional visibility if the reference is set. I don't know if I can do that. Yeah, I should be able to. If link set. This will be here if reference link is not set. So if there's no link, it'll pull from the page reference. Otherwise, it's going to get a link from CTA URL. So it's like the hard code external link or like the internal reference link. But it's all just under conditional visibility of what is going on. That makes sense. I want to do the same thing for this. So I need to add if, no, I don't have it yet. So I need to create a second reference. And if any of this is confusing, I apologize. I'm happy to explain what I'm doing a little bit better. I'm kind of glossing over some of the details. To save. Okay. Now, this will be if this first one's reference 1, reference 2, link set, copy paste. If link is not set. So if link is not set, it needs to get the URL from here. If the link is set, get it from here. What's nice is set. Wait, I do this backwards. Link is set. Set. Oh, I have them both the same. This is link is not set. So this also helps me with like the tab control. So if it's going to be whatever the URL, this is likely going to be an external link. I can have it open in a new tab. Same with here. It's going to be an external link. I can open a new tab. And so this, again, like conditional visibility is kind of a mindfuck. Like you really kind of have to. That's why I'm doing this. I'm doing this longer than I thought I was going to. I thought I was going to kind of just pop in, get it started. But if I have to come back to this and really like wrap my head around the conditional visibility stuff, it's lost time trying to get caught up. So I definitely prefer to kind of keep moving. It'd be really nice if I could pull the post ID. I don't think I can. Stream ID is mine. Yeah, I guess I can't. Oh well. Leave that for now. Maybe I'll, like, when I figure out the time code thing, that's something I can just implement across the board. Should be pretty easy. Right now, what am I looking at? I'm looking at this one. So this is the URL because it didn't set the link. But if I go in the screensaver, this would be, oh fuck, then create the, let's create the TV link. This would be HTTP original / Apple TV, I think. I always do that. Oh, it is just Apple. There's no anything. Site linking. TV, so I can just get rid of that. Yeah, I forgot. Went to the page. Test it. I do wonder if I should just open in a new tab regardless. But at least this is working. I think is a step in the right direction. It's somewhat manageable to update. Post order is really going to be a pain in the ass. I don't know how this is going to work. And the other part I'm not considering right now is how this works on the home page. I might need to restructure that entirely, which kind of sucks. So I think this should be... I'd like to keep some spacing. Keep it clean. So I don't know what's going to go up here. It's working. I don't think this spacing's right. Feed post. 5.5 is what, half of 11. This is density a little bit. I don't need this sprawled out. I'm really gonna be fucked if I change the name. So this should be, I don't know what to write this as. Live feed of random updates. I don't. Just gonna leave it for now. I don't know what the best way to do it is, or what the best. I'm gonna have to like think about how I want to talk about it. The other thing I'm thinking about too is how it shows up in the nav. I don't. Maybe it's. I had this idea. 10, background red, around the corners. I don't think the line, great. That was just like a flashing light, but that's probably going to bring so much attention to it. I don't know. I thought about like burying it somewhere.
If it's like live, but it's just like sitting here, like blinking top right. Because I like the simplicity and flatness of the nav. I don't know if adding like a live section is really gonna help. I think I'm nice. I don't know. I think it's feeling. I think I need to figure out this height 100%. Seems to be height 100%. Flex box. That'll bottom this. Yeah. Sorry, just thinking through like different aspects of this. I don't know what to do with all this. I don't want useless data here if I don't need it. Just get rid of it. Don't like this div being here. I put an empty div inside. No, it's both gonna have a problem. I just think it should go. Then this goes back to 11. It's kind of feeling better. With the context, I think I want to line this to the bottom. Or maybe top, I don't know. Or spanning. I don't like that best. And a clear problem I see right now is how close these are. There needs to be an established hierarchy, without a doubt. One thing that's bugging me is like this spacing right here on each side. I think letter spacing should help. -1 view width. What? Going. He's churned into. Oh, alright. How do I get this to fit better? Might just need to be a little bit of negative margin. -0.5 view width. I do this on most like all the titles where there's a little bit of spacing built into the font. Like if you want it truly justified, you have to do a little bit of negative spacing on it. Man, I think this is a good like first test. These additional ones I can probably do later. I don't know if I want to retroactively like populate content. Let me just get this guy all dialed in. If I have last night spent a couple hours on some new edits, all of which have been pushed to the screensaver and TV app. Now that I'm a good 10, I think it's 10 images. 10 images have been pushed through as of last night. As of now. Not a copywriter, but what can you do? I don't have this like additional meta point anywhere. I don't know if that's a bad thing or not. I think this is pulling off the width. Yeah. I just do auto. And if I do letter spacing, this should help. Yeah, it does. Line height. And this is something like, again, content type's going to evolve, the visual language is probably going to evolve. Some of the meta might get more refined, but I think in terms of like starting from nothing and now having this, kind of nice. Like, that's the beauty of Webflow, if you ask me. Like just being able to start with no idea, or just an idea, wanting to execute, and within 3 hours have something that's dynamic, it's pulling from a CMS, and it accommodates multiple content types. I'm still glossing over the fact that the homepage, like banner modules, are all fucked. The logic behind it doesn't track. Yeah, I'm gonna have to redo this. Intro. I don't know, I guess I'm always gonna have a banner. I think that's kind of what's gonna be the takeaway. Unless I post something and immediately post something newer that it's like the empty state, the none, which doesn't show up on the detail page, but it will override here, so I can hide it still. It's just I think some of these conditional visibility things I don't think I can do. So this is images. This should be. Oh man, things got really fucked up. I changed those names of those list options. That's what I'm dealing with right now. Which one's this? This is video. What is this? Standard image. This is from here. Why? This is conditional visibility. Has to be. Equals. Should be images. Oh, this should be live. Excuse me. I don't think I can do notification type either. Yeah, can't. So I might just need to create a duplicate, which is silly. But what I have to do, images. Featured is on, so I think that's the whole thing. It's got to meet both of those conditions. I'm gonna show one of one, newest to oldest, whatever the latest is. And right now, so if I set this to featured, there we go. Get text from body copy. Intro, right? And I can do the same thing I did on the other one about like page references. And it also begs the question, like, if I'm gonna have a fully dedicated page, do I really need previews here? I think it helps. I think what's nice is like when I have the live feed, like it's actually the live feed playing here on the home page. It's kind of a lot, but it's very quick to exit. It would be helpful if I did it on a cookie basis, so you're only seeing it once. It's not like every time you go back to the home page, you have to close this module, which is what you have to do right now. I wish there was a setting of like only show on initial load, but don't have that yet. There's ways you can do it with like pretty easy custom JavaScript, but yeah, not as easy as I'd like. So what's the order? This list updated on. So whatever's updated shows first. That's featured. Should it be published? I think it should be published. Okay, so I didn't publish the one I've been working on. So this is going to show the live stream. So this is where the showing one of one, conditional visibility, like it all starts kind of factoring in. Notification style. So if I go in, well, I'm not gonna be able to see the image gallery I just created for the live page unless I do, unless I change this to updated for now. But I think published is the right way to go. Updated on. This padding in here, strange. Why is it on 2 pages? This is kind of like wondering about. so this is showing their, I have to do all the dates for this. Live feed works. This is showing which link. TTA URL 1. If I was being really smart, I'd get rid of the, I'd almost have 3. I'd have internal product linking, I'd have external common links, and then I'd have yeah, I guess, yeah, maybe 2. Because I don't want to like have to go in, well, no, I can't, because the link to the stream is always going to be changing. I can't dynamically do that if I have it set of like, unless I just send people to the channel. That's something that could work. All this interface just feels heavy on that image. It's that size. All the galleries that have all that have always been bigger, so I'm not sure if that's good or bad yet. But it works. Again, this is kind of busted. If I do one more, and I do notification type, what is it? Is that a title? Yeah, that works. The live stream, again, some of these titles, like I can keep dates out of. I really think I need to figure out like the intro and the name. I think I need to drop one of them. Or I just copy and paste it, that's the other thing. I know this is getting messy and kind of nuanced. Do you want to test? I've updated that, so it doesn't, the updating doesn't change the order here. But it should push it to be featured. Oh, it's not featured, that's why. Oh, it is. Yeah, okay, so I had it marked featured. That kind of works. I think the styling of this can be better, but I'm not going to address that right now. I think just making sure that this doesn't totally get broken. So let's say if this is going to be live, I just so this is what it would typically be if I did it properly. Update intro where I can post things daily that are either work in progress or notification of new updates, etc., etc. Still sorting it out. Just body copy that. I think that's what description was initially. So I should be able to get rid of body copy. Home. Photos being used. Description. Intro. I don't see where body would be. I think I just delete it anyways. Like, fuck it. If it breaks, it breaks. If it dies, it dies. Where are you? Body copy. Delete. Actions. Break. Disconnect. Break. Disconnect. Break. Disconnect. Break. Probably not going to work. I'm going to have to do this twice. So that's Webflow for you. Oh, there you go. It's all out now. Now, third time's a charm, I can delete it. So, simplifying things a little bit. Oh, the one thing I didn't do was the date. What's image? I'm just going to delete this. I don't. Did I duplicate it? Cancel. Image. Delete. This will have to be featured. Actually, I don't think this is even going to work. That's okay. Feed live. Yeah, 062221. Oh, this is where it was. Get text from description. This is interesting. I'm going to want an image associated with this. Do I? Oh. Maybe this is a bad idea. This feels better. I mean, this is all kind of wrong. This is where it looks thick, but I don't think it's gonna look that bad. What size is this? 5? Yeah. this. Yeah, that's too much. I don't know if this is really what's it's gonna look like. I like the idea of it being just like a standard post, having it feel in line. It feels a little out of place right now, and I can't place my finger on why. This Blender image thing's gotta go. Go ahead. Delete. Yeah, this type just kind of funky. Shit, so much longer than I thought it was gonna be. But yeah, so I'm gonna pretty much call it there. I think it's not a bad start. I don't know when this is gonna go live. I'm hoping to do it tonight and just like one day sort of thing. I don't know if I'll come back on stream again. I think it's just getting into the annoying details that I don't think anyone cares to get into. But this is the idea I was having. I think it's getting close to being correct. So yeah. This will be an interesting hub to see if it's something I update and if it's something that people are actually interested in. So yeah, thank you for everyone who came through, all the questions, and yeah, maybe tonight I'll be back. I thought about doing like a photo stream last night, a photo editing stream, but just didn't end up doing it. Maybe tonight, we'll see. Definitely this week I'll be back, and again trying to work out Twitch versus YouTube, all the notification stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on right now, so I'm a little scattered, but I'm hoping to get more focused in time. So, all right.